Good morning guys, it's Gene aka LS Turbo Intake. I'm gonna go ahead and get the tires off so we can drop them off over at Tireman. Alright guys, so here's the difference between a 235/35/20 and a 245/35/20. The width, I can completely see the difference. But as you can see, the 245's got a lower profile, just by a little bit. Let me see if I can get that squared on top. Hopefully you guys can see that. Let me see. See how the 245 sits a little bit lower? At least in my eyes, I see a difference. And what I notice is there's this line here. This is the outside of the tire. And I'm not sure where's the outside on this tire. I'm pretty sure it probably says outside. Yep, this says inside. So I don't see this on this side, so that's very interesting. It is an NO tire, so I assume it should have had the same tread pattern, but here's the difference, guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 channels versus 3. So actually this will be good when it rains, but then again this would be good for like track just because you have more contact. But I mean, it is rated for Porsche, so I'll have to make a post on the forum. I mean, you can see this is solid and this is solid, whereas these have these notches. I'm not sure what you guys would call these. Again, they're both the same tire, other than this is a 245, this is a 235. So somebody can post below what the difference is. Maybe that's just the way the tread has to look the wider a tire gets. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys are picking that up from this side, but at least to me, well, let me see if I can get lower. No, I take that back, you guys. Maybe it does have the same radius diameter because it is now flush from where I'm looking at it. It just seemed a little bit different for me from my perspective. To me, the only difference to the eye is the 245 is much wider and seems flatter. Notice how the 235 is a little bit more round, but then again, there's no pressure or anything on this tire, so and then I won't be able to compare the two just because they're going to keep the tire because I'm not going to need it anymore. But look at the wear bar indicator, you guys. See how low it is already? Or can you see how much level it is coming up to the tread? Then if you look at this tire, look how much tread there is. So definitely it was time to change the tire. Like I said, I could have probably driven on this for another probably 7,000 normal driving miles, or you know, not so aggressive, but it is time to change. So just wanted to show you that, guys. Run some errands. As soon as I'm done, we get back and start working on those brakes. All right, guys. All right, guys, just got back from the shop. Guys, one thing I noticed right away is the sidewall. It's more square than the 235s. With the more, I feel like it's got more sidewall protection now to prevent curbing the wheel. I mean, can you guys see how much more of a lip? I mean, before, it's kind of hard to explain. Maybe I could do it from here, but right here, see how it's more square? It used to be stretched, so it would expose the rim a lot more, and now it feels like the rim is just sunken in. So I got that much more protection. To me, Porsche, I'm not sure why they decided to go with a 235 versus a 245. I mean, every time I clean my tires, I would just notice like how much of a stretch the tire had. And to me, since I've ever owned a vehicle, I always thought that was kind of odd. So I'm really shocked on how square the tires are now, you guys. I mean, before there was so much stretch. Hopefully you guys are able to see that. See how much more square the tire is? A lot better than that stretch looked. And just to give you an example, it used to have, like this is the rears, but you see that stretch? That is a 265 35/20. That's the side profile there, and you can see how stretched it is. That's what the front tires look like. Now I'm wondering if handling changes a bit now that there's a little bit more sidewall, or maybe that doesn't come into play. I don't know. I'm not a track guy. Maybe you track guys can comment. Look how square that is. Let's get a shot here. See how much square that is, you guys? Pretty amazing to me. I think it's a night and day difference between the stretched look over the squared look. I'm really shocked at what I'm seeing right now. And like I mentioned before, so much more sidewall protection for the rim. I mean, if you look at it, look how much more tire there is on the outside before it even gets close to touching that rim. Right, you guys? Look at that. Completely squared. I can't get over it. I'm just really shocked on how much more square the profile is. And if you look, you don't even see the rim until there. Now you see the rim. Now this is all tire. But look at that side profile. I mean, if you guys ask me, I'm not sure why Porsche didn't stick with the GT4 tire sizes with the 245s and the 295s in the rear, but that's definitely something I'll be doing for now on. So right now on the rears there, those are still factory 265s, but once those are worn down by next year, I'll switch it up and go to the 295s and get this more square versus the stretch look. Looks so much better, you guys. I mean, I had to make a real quick video just to show you guys on the forum, so that way if anybody's interested on what it looks like, I hope this video helps. Let's get a, yeah, look at that, see? Hopefully that really helps you guys get the idea of how much more square the profile or the aspect ratio of the tire gives going to a 245 35 versus the 235 that comes factory. This is my third set now. I should have done this on my second, but I did go with what Porsche recommended at first, and that's the reason why on my second set I still stuck with the 235. But I'm so glad I kind of started looking into what guys have done as far as going a little bit wider, and I'm very happy I did this because wow, look at this, you guys. Again, you guys, this is the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S NO, so this is rated for Porsche. So if anybody's interested in going with the 245, I highly recommend it. And look at that. You tire guys, please explain to me why the tread design is different than the 235. And I don't know if those are called sipes. or not, but this does have 4 channels versus the 3. So if you guys want to chime in and drop some knowledge as far as what that means and why the other tire looked the way it looked, I am very interested to hear your guys' opinion on that, or maybe post some sources explaining why the tire does look different than this, even though it is 10 millimeters wider. I'm just guessing that the wider the tire is, maybe that's why that tread design's different than the 235. So it looks like I'll be sticking with these 245s, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and continue on with my install. But I just wanted to make a quick post for you guys on the forum to show what a 235 and a 245 looks like. All right, guys.